In this video, guys, I want to share with you a free-to-play team from my free-to-play account that managed to break 100 million damage versus Tamar in the Continental Challenge. Now, I am not using any legendary heroes whatsoever right here. I'm actually using a rare and I'm using 4 epics. I'm going to share with you basically different strats that you can use, builds, we're going to talk about talents and everything else related to it. As you guys can probably notice, 100 million. Now, because I'm a mad person, I'm actually going to redeploy so I can do the run with you guys again. It actually took me quite a few tries to reach the 100 million, but I wanted to start the video with the 100 million screen. Why is it important to get as much damage as possible in here? Is, of course, for the leaderboard. Now, this boss is more or less very challenging because with this skill can actually stun your entire team if you do not have the buffs. So I've been doing quite a bit of testing with this team, tried a couple of different options, even on my main account, but that's something that I will be releasing tomorrow. I do want to basically get you prepared. We still have around 2 days till the reset, and kind of like give you guys a few different options. I will be doing a video showcasing all of my free-to-play teams as well, but let's start with this one. So you will need basically the following characters. You will need Sifris. Sifris is very important in here because I do not have Ogok. If I would have Ogok, I would bench her instantly, but hey, it is what it is. Basically, he brings buffs. Now, the boss will remove buffs from your team, and in order to counter that stun, you need to have buffs, because if you have no buffs, you're guaranteed to get a stun. You can counter it, of course, with resistance, but my trash gear on the free-to-play account doesn't allow me to do any magic. So you will need skills in all of them to reach this damage. If you don't have skill ups, epic skill ups, not sure what you're doing with them, because I actually managed to skill up tons and tons of epic characters on my free-to-play account. But either way, the whole idea is that you will need to put on her a set that will give her some healing. She is a bit suicidal because she sacrifices HP with both of the skills, which means that she can potentially die pretty quick. Now, positioning is going to be key as well, because we want to make sure she's not getting hit by the boss and the main attacks that are coming in. But we're going to get to that in a little bit. So the whole idea is you need to make sure she can heal. I actually even gave her one of these pieces, the Ancestral Guidance. This will actually enable her to heal even more. And I built her with resistance because the talents that I have on her are basically the bottom one. So these are very, very powerful versus the Continental bosses, are very powerful versus enemies where you want to have resistance, right? In fights where you want to have resistance, because this will basically give all of your allies 20% of the wearer's resistance. In our case, we have almost 400, so we're going to get 20% of that across all of the team. Then, of course, the rest is not really that important, but she does have a pretty long cooldown, and this will give her a bit of more ultimate energy, and this will give her some more healing too. Then, as the second support, we are using Vikuk. Now, Vikuk will actually cleanse, will bring in decreased accuracy, and it will bring in attack penalty. With these talents that we currently have on, it's good to basically have him support your team. One thing that I wish we would have available on him is one of them that will actually increase the duration of debuffs. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a talent like that, so the middle tree is the best for him, especially getting all of this extra healing. Now, this is going to play a very important role, but we're going to get to it in just a second. Then we're going to run Danch as the main DPS in the team. Funny enough, he's actually pretty damn crazy for a rare character. He's always been really, really good. If you guys remember, I used him in the very first few videos I've done on the free-to-play account, showing him in different content like Goblin and stuff like that. Basically, he's going to do derivative damage with the AoE skill. He's going to put poisons. I don't have him built with a lot of accuracy because I focused damage on his skill, on his build, sorry. I'm using the Vile Ink artifact, the best I have available for him. I am running some mythical pieces of gear. Really not amazing. They're not even ascended for this elemental affinity. They're ascended for the Dauntless characters, which it is what it is. This could up the damage, but heck, I'm happy on the free-to-play account with 100 million from one team like this with no legendaries, right? So this is actually not too bad at all. I could increase my damage by using a legendary character, but I don't want to do it. I want to show you this team from the free-to-play account. And for whoever is wondering how I got this gear, you just need to basically follow some of the guys that I've posted related to the free-to-play teams that will enable you to beat all of the dungeons with legendary gear, and you're going to be able to start farming some mythical gear too. I actually have so much stamina left on my free-to-play account. I have probably like 6 big refills. I have a bunch of the small refills, and I'm not doing daily refills with gems. Only one a day with the 50 gems, and that's it. So it's not like I overfarmed or anything like that. It's just basically I've pushed my progression as fast as possible to basically get to the highest possible stages. So that's basically what you need on him. You need to have this piece. The rest are definitely very helpful, but not as impactful as you might actually think. Then we are running Corin. Corin is the absolute freaking GOAT. You cannot do it without him because he's the best activator for a poison team. And I have 2 different teams, but I'm going to show you this with these builds first. So this is on a Puppeteer set. I only have 36 skill haste, but I have the Rift Hourglass on him. Now, usually when you're building Corin, you want to have close to 100 skill haste and the Rift Hourglass on him. The more he moves, the more damage you're going to do. And you do want to have some Enlightenment on him, some attack, survivability, whatever you can get. And that is mainly because he's going to do damage with his own poisons as well. Now, I have a bit of resistance on most of the characters, and that is at around the 100 mark. Some of them will be getting stunned if we have bad RNG, but mainly we shouldn't really have any issues with that, okay? Then we have right here Ali, whatever the heck his name is. So I am running some mythical pieces. Once again, they are really, really not looking very good, okay? Like, they are trash pieces. Let's be honest, okay? Like, they're really not good. But this one right here, actually, I can boost it and get more attack. I haven't even noticed. Something to give me more healing. Now, he will apply poisons and the defense down with the Witch's Remains, which means that he's going to put quite a few debuffs on the boss, which will give him some healing back. Then, I haven't showed you Vikak, which is the final one. I do want to have a good chunk of resistance on him to make sure he's not getting stunned, but every now and then is out of my control. The RNG will actually make it happen. The whole idea is you need some accuracy, you need some resistance, and good survivability, because he's going to be the main tank in the team. Now, when we're talking about talents for him, right? For the damage dealers, I have top 3 for all of them. For Sifris, I have bottom. For Vikak, I have middle. It's very important to make the most out of that skill, right? And the rest is just going to basically increase the healing, right? Which is actually really, really helpful. But the whole idea is the following. When we're talking about skill timing, I have him set at 14.5. I want him to heal, and those 5 seconds that give me damage reduction to match when the boss is using the ultimate skill. Now, we might actually have to push him even more, okay? Maybe 15 seconds is gonna be better. I need to actually pay a bit of more attention. I am struggling to survive till the end, but my builds are really not great. That's what I have in terms of skill timing for the rest. You want to let Corin run wild, you know, do whatever he wants. She's on default, but she starts at 12.7. So that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna try to basically show you how this actually works. So we have Tamar. Let me just actually put it on 3x speed for a moment. You see, we're getting some buffs, debuffs, no defense down there, unfortunately. And we got block buffs, no stun on anyone, right? Now, one thing to keep in mind, Eli needs to be onto that side of the screen right here to apply the defense down, because he shoots in a straight line. Is very, very important to be able to hit the boss with his ultimate skill, right? No stuns landed, which is brilliant. That's what we actually want to see. And we are stacking those freaking poisons like crazy. Now, I haven't tried Corin with the bottom talent tree in this team. I've tried it on my main account. I haven't really felt like it's making a difference or anything like that. But I think it could definitely be pretty helpful to try him in here, maybe. I'm not sure. So check this out. You see, we healed already at some point, and now the boss is about to use the skill spot on. So it's not a massive delay, which means that the timing that we have on a VCUC is going to keep that damage reduction, that 10% damage reduction after the healing on my entire team. And trust me, we are going to need it. Unfortunately, the decreased attack comes from a battle skill. Now, that is really not very, very helpful because we cannot control it. Sometimes we might have the decreased attack right before the boss is using the ultimate skill. Sometimes we might not, and that will overall cause us issues. As you guys can probably notice, this team is kind of like meant to more or less hit the 100 million damage because we are more or less spot on. But it all depends if my team survives or it doesn't. So this is by far the best setup that I found for the team with what I have available on my account, right? I've seen this team running around in my Discord, and I've seen even 200 million damage with a completely different setup, but the same characters, okay? And that is crazy. 200 million damage with a rare and epic characters is nuts. I'm not sure exactly who made that, but big shout out to that person because he's a really badass one. So Corin died, Sifris revived him. We might be able to still kind of like push in and survive a bit longer. I'm not sure if that will carry in, but we still have 40 seconds to basically get to the 100 million damage. And I will save the key if I get there because I think it's a pretty good achievement. Now, we do have fairly bad RNG on the run, so this is going to basically need me to retry it, right? But I'm going to continue just to show you the total damage. 3 seconds left, only almost 90 million damage. Let me just quickly show you something before we do all of the retries, so you can actually see the damage a bit. Look at Danch, 60% of the damage, 53 million damage from a rare character. You build him right, that's what you get, okay? Which is really, really good. Now, if I would have better artifacts on him, mythical artifacts, it would be crazy, but I do not have that available. One thing that I want to show you as well is basically running these variations. So instead of having Corin with the Puppeteer, we have it on Eli, and we have him with more skill haste. So I'm going to run this team once to see a bit of damage as well. So in terms of positioning your characters, right? The boss has 2 diamond shape skills, right? So the boss, she's going to use this skill twice. Now, you can try and basically trick the boss a bit in basically doing this, right? So you put a tank. I don't want Sifris to get hit by it. I'm going to put Corin because he's the tankiest out of all of them. And then I can basically do something different. So Eli is going to be there. I can put him there, but he's still going to pop out. I could put him there, but he's still going to pop out, right? And that might actually trigger the boss to use the diamond shape like this in this line, which will cause me issues. So we want to avoid that. So I'm going to put him here. The boss will do whatever the heck it wants to do anyway, right? But I'm not going to do a full run. I'm going to do a combat simulation with this one. This is not performing as good, okay? So I've tried it multiple freaking times, and it's just not performing as good, unfortunately. It's not about the survivability necessarily. It's about the damage. So it's actually dropping quite a bit of damage. And truth be told, for whatever reason, even the survivability feels a bit more awkward. Now, I've tried all type of different positioning. The problem that I have with this team is that, unfortunately, I do not have any melee characters in here. So positioning, trying to dodge a diamond shape skill is going to be extremely, extremely complicated, okay? It's definitely not something very easy to do. But either way, you've seen how that run actually went. Now, if I'm going to go back to my main team, because I actually want to save the damage, there isn't much that can give me upgrades. The reset will happen in 1 day and something, almost 2 days. What I quickly want to try is basically changing the talents on him. So with this, when casting the ultimate skill, if the target has poison, triggers additional 10 more stacks, which could potentially, in theory, bring more damage, because Corin brings all of this support to the team. The damage that he brings to the team is because he extends those stacks, right? So let's give it a quick go, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, God knows how many we need to hit the 100 million. Give me good RNG. 78. Even though we survived more or less towards the end, some of them died, and the damage is not looking very good. So maybe, just maybe, using that bottom talent tree, it might not be as efficient. I've tried it on the main account, and it did not seem to be better. I was just curious to see if in this team, by any chance, it might be better. We got 86 million damage this time around. Not very happy with that either. And you know what? I have a feeling that this freaking thing right here is going to literally eat all of my instant battles, which is not something that I really want to do with this team. But hey, we want to reach the 100 million again, or I'm gonna take a 99 million. I'm gonna take a 99 million. Heck, I'll do 5 tries, and whatever's the highest, I'll get it. 81 million. They died pretty early here, unfortunately. I'm just trying to think. I might be missing something with some of the positioning, but I can't really imagine how I can actually put it, right? So the boss is gonna... Who is the boss gonna freaking target? Let's see, actually. Okay, he's going for Vikak. This might fix a bit the problem. This might fix the problem a bit. Because like this, I think they're not gonna get hit. Only literally Vikak and him right there. Corin, right? Let's actually quickly see that. Yeah, they're the only ones getting hit, I think. Not by this skill. This skill will hit the entire map, though. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a good piece that I could give Corin to basically allow him to self-heal a bit. Maybe one day, but that's not happening today. So, either way, this works as it is. The boss will target Vikak rather than my Sifris, which is good. So now we can actually back out of this run and retry it. So with this skill timing, not only that I'm not really getting stunned, but I have that damage reduction as well. So I'm actually going to do combat simulation. 100 million. Let me end this, please. Because I have been working on this freaking team for, well, a couple of hours now. 90 million. Damn it. Okay, so this is decent, but we want to reach the 100 million again. So let's challenge it again. By the way, guys, if you are not in my Discord, make sure you guys join. The link is in the description, pinned comment. We are basically sharing all of these strats, all of the teams that we find. Oh my god, baby, look at that, 109 million. I'm definitely going to take that. But as I was saying, we are sharing everything way earlier, way before I post the videos anywhere, because we're working on teams. We have so many amazing people in here. Big shout out to every single one of them, because they're extremely helpful with everybody joining in. If you need help with anything, they're golden, okay? I love these freaking guys. But 109 million damage, baby. You know what? I'm gonna have no second thoughts, and I'm gonna click that save button, just like that. You've seen the damage on the screen. Pretty damn good. And this is my free-to-play account in Dragonheir Silent Gods. And guess what? We can all achieve these as free-to-play. It does require resource management, but things can be done as free-to-play that are taking your account to literally the next level. If you guys enjoy the content, do me a favor, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.